Hello crafters, in tonight's video we're going to be making an anniversary card, and we're going to be using the sentiments taken from the Phrases and Frames photopolymer stamp set. And for our background paper we're going to be using the Floral Spray 3D embossing folder taken from the Valleys and Blooms suite. Hi, I'm Joan Heberlein, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I created this video for Joan Simple Paper Crafts found right here on YouTube. If you're new here, I want to thank you for stopping by. If you're a returning guest, welcome back. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss when I post a video, which is typically once a week. Now give me a few seconds to turn the camera down so we can get started. Before we do that, I want to remind you of the Designer Series paper and cardstock sale going on until August 31st. Here's the card we're going to be making today. We're going to be using the Phrases and Frames, and we'll be using the Happy Anniversary for this video. And I use the happiest birthday wishes in my demo card. And on the inside we used the stamp from Lilies of the Valley photopolymer stamp set. And then we used the sentiment found on the Phrases and Frames right here. What we're going to do first is we're going to do our embossing because we have to do some inking right away. So we're going to do this embossing first. I'm going to bring it in here, and I want to shift the paper a little bit so it's going to be where I want it to be. That's where I want it, pretty much, right about there. And we'll bring in our cut and emboss machine, and we're going to be using this pattern right here. We need the number 1 plate and this number 4 plate. We have our paper in our embossing folder already, and we're going to put this folded edge in first, and then just crank it out. That worked really well. Then we're going to use our white pigment ink on this ink right here, and I have one of these little stamping cubes, and I put the ink on there, and we're just going to go ahead and use this and rub it onto here. Thread there. All right, I've already made a mistake. What you typically wanted to do was put your tear and tape on the back, so then this could just set up and be ready to dry, and then you can just easily pull that tear and tape off to put it on your cardstock. So I'm just going to set this to the side and let that dry. So next we're going to do our stamping, and let me get my stamped Pierce mat. And we want to put our sentiment that's from the inside of the card. So these are going to be anniversaries are for celebrating the joy of today, the memories of yesterday, and the hopes of tomorrow. And we're going to use our basic gray. I'm just going to move this around the stamp pad so that I get a good coverage on there without having any divots in the stamp pad. Okay. Then we're just going to center this on this card. And we'll set that there to dry. And we have one more to do, the front of the card. We need to do another cut and emboss. So we're going to bring our mini cut and emboss machine up here. And this one we're going to need the number 1 plate and 2 number 2 plates. Here's one that's all etched up, and put that on the bottom. Then we put our paper down, and this is just a piece of scrap paper I'm using. And we'll put our die down here. This is coming from the Stylish Shape, and this is the 2nd largest banner die. And then we'll just cut this out. And we'll just put this back. So then our outer sentiment is going to be Happy Anniversary, and we'll use the basic gray for that as well. And we're just going to move that around the stamping pad. You just want to center that on there. Then we're just going to stamp off. This gets all the excess ink off, keeps our stamping scrub a lot cleaner. Okay, here's our Stampin' scrub. And we're going to use our Stampin' mist in here, and we've got a raindrop on this panel, so that means this is the wet side, and this is a sunbeam there, so that's the dry side. You want to see that? And we can see that it's clean. Nothing there. So then we'll bring in our cardstock. This is a piece of basic white cut at 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. And I have it scored at 4 1/4 inches right here. And I'm going to turn it so I've got the divot there and fold away from that divot. And we'll bring in our phone folder and just use that on both sides to give us a nice crisp edge. Then we're going to bring in our glue. We're using the Tombow Mono Liquid Glue, and I have that inside this glue gun because I'm not able to squeeze this. I'm using the glue in here so that I can squeeze it with this lever here, and I get a nice fine line, and it allows you to do some really fine detail work with it. So we're going to just put some glue on the inside of the card. This piece is cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, or 10.2 centimeters, and 13 by 3 centimeters. That's the same dimension as this. And then this is cut at 3 7/8 inches by 5 1/8 inches, or 9.8 centimeters by 13 centimeters. And I already have my glue on here, so I just want to center that here. And we're going to leave 1/16 of an inch for a border on all 4 sides. And I'm going to bring in my bone folder to get all those glue bubbles out. Then we'll put glue on the back of this. We're going to put that inside the card, and we're going to center it, and that will leave 1/8 of an inch on all 4 sides. And again, I'm going to bring in my bone folder just to get all the glue bubbles out. And next we're going to put on this card, and let's see, it's dry now, so we can put on the tape. We want to put tear and tape on the back because it's embossed, and that'll give a good contact with the tear and tape with this paper, and then the tear and tape will also get good contact with the cover of the card. Then we just pull this off. And we'll bring in our card again. And then we're going to put this on here at 1/8 of an inch for a border on all 4 sides. And then I'm just using my fingers to burnish this. And then I'm going to turn the inside of the card, and I'll burnish it with my bone folder. If I burnished it on the other side, I would be flattening these edges, and that's not what I want to have happen. And we're going to put this happy anniversary on using dimensionals. And we're going to use the mini dimensionals. I'm going to put them on each of these points here. And they're about a penny for 2 of these. Not terribly expensive. And just pull your paper backings off. I think it's easier to use our take your pick tool. I'm going to bring the pick around here so you can see what we're doing here. And you just put that in there and just pull the paper backing off. And then we're going to have it on this side of the card. Okay. And then I'm going to put on our gems. So I'm going to use the shimmering dots. This was also in the Valley in Bloom's suite, and we're going to use the white. I'll use one up there, one right there, and I'll use one right here. Very nice. I hope you liked this project as much as I did. I did another happy anniversary card off camera. What I did is I used some gold foil and embossed that, and then I used some StazOn ink for my pigment ink, and that seemed to work. Wear gloves when you do it because the StazOn will stain your fingers. And then in the inside I just used the white cardstock and more of the StazOn ink. Now it does stain the stamps too if you don't take care of it right away, but if you try using this StazOn stamp cleaner, that helps a lot. So you saw this stamp and how clean it was. This one, see how clean it is. And then for the front of the card, for that sentiment, I use the Versamark, and we use the Gold Wow embossing powder. See how easy it is to change out the sentiment? We went from happy birthday to happy anniversary. This could easily make a sympathy card. Why don't you give it a try? Now, if you enjoyed today's video, would you do me 2 favors? Click the thumbs up emoji, which means you like it. And would you share it on social media with your crafting friends and pin it to Pinterest? These actions will help me to keep sharing my ideas with other crafters for free, and I'd really appreciate that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss any future videos. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order or would like a catalog, hop over to my website where you'll find the Shop Now button. To shop with me, you'll need to go to joanheberlein.stampinup.net. Mark your calendars. I'll be back next week, Sunday, August 23rd at 7 p.m. Central Time. And we'll be doing one more card from the May to August catalog. I hope you'll be here to join me. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight. I look forward to next time. Bye for now, and don't forget to subscribe.